Oh, there's more. There's lots more of the true word. I'm reading my true word and I'm reading your version. I'm going kind of flipping back and forth here. In 2 Timothy 2:19, this is my version. Nevertheless, the foundation of Yahweh standeth sure, having this seal. Yahweh knoweth them that are his. And let every one that nameth the name of Messiah depart from iniquity. That's the restored name version. Just as they claim Christ came to do away with the law, why did he then claim the very scripture I'm quoting? In Matthew 21:12, my version, restored. And Yahshua went into the temple of Elohim and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers and the seats of them that sold doves. And said unto them, It is written, My house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. That's from the same scripture that I quoted in the very last taping session. And the blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them. John 2:14. And found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and changers of money sitting. 15. When he'd made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money and overthrew the tables. 16. And said unto them that sold doves, Take these things hence. Make not my Father's house a house of merchandise. 17. And his disciples remembered that it was written, The zeal of thine house hath eaten me up. And some would be so critical. Why did he raise his voice? Why did he do that? To fulfill scriptures. 18. Then answered the Jews and said unto them, What sign showest thou unto us, seeing that thou doest these things? 19. Yahshua answered and said unto them, Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it. 20. Then said the Jews, 46 years was this temple in building, and wilt thou rear it in 3 days? 21. But he spake of the temple of his body. 22. When therefore he was risen from the dead, his disciples remembered that he had said this unto them, and they believed the scripture and the word which Yahshua had said. Do you really mean to say that Yeshua, the Lamb of Yahweh, would approve of any religion that makes the gospel chargeable? John 2:13. And the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Yeshua went up to Jerusalem and found in the temple those that sold, and he kicked them out. And he said, My house shall be called the house of prayer, but you've made it a den of thieves. Now, would Paul approve of something like that in 1 Corinthians 9:18 KJV? What is my reward then? Verily, that when I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Christ without charge. That I may make the gospel of Christ without charge. That I abuse not my power in the gospel. Tell me, is your preacher any better than the Apostle Paul? Really? Acts 26:22. Having there obtained help of Yahweh, my version, I continue unto this day, witnessing both to small and great, saying none other things than those which Moses and the prophets did say should come. 23. That the Messiah should suffer, and that he should be the first, and that he should rise from the dead, and should show light unto the people and to the Gentiles, and of Yahshua, which is called Christ. Do you really think he came to destroy established truth from Scripture, the law and the prophets, to establish some new religion with completely different customs and teachings, one that can be traced back to pagan thought, practice, and belief? Well, you haven't read Matthew 5:17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. 19.